We're living in very uncertain times, which can be disconcerting to say the least. Most of us like at least having the illusion of being in control. Some aspects of our lives, even if it's not all of them. And even if it really is an illusion, we can pretend to ourselves that we can influence things. Sometimes there are things that we really not only can't control, but have absolutely no idea how they're going to pan out. It's no real consolation that experts in the field are equally clueless, although they probably don't admit that. Start by deciding whether the not knowing side of things, because no one knows the result of the next election, who wins a match, that kind of thing, or whether it's you that doesn't know. Other people do know. So you're not in on the secret, basically. And that can wind people up a lot, because secrets eat away at us. And our mind desperately wants to know what the secret is. It's used by advertisers a lot. There's a secret source, lots of them. Secret to not looking as old as you are. Secret to making you more money, and that trick gets used a lot, especially when times are uncertain. And often when you do get told what the secret is, your reaction is, I already knew that. Because there's very, very little in this world that can stay truly secret for long. If you've gone through the process of figuring out that the thing you don't know is basically something that no one knows, then you can decide whether to pursue finding out, something scientists do all the time, or just let it rest and move on with your life. And if it's something that's in quote marks secret because you maybe don't know the answer yet, well, that's different. Depends how desperately you want to find out the answer. And only you can decide that. Trouble can start when uncertainty becomes a way of life. You start to worry about everything and whether or not it's in your control to do anything about it. And there's things you don't know about. So part of the problem with uncertainty is a lot of the stuff we're certain about isn't really certain. For instance, if you'd lived a few hundred years ago, you'd have been absolutely certain, along with everyone else in the world, the sun circled around the earth, which we now know to be untrue. Some people are certain that the earth is flat. They still think that. We're being lied to when people say it isn't. Well, that's what they claim anyway. And conspiracy theories abound, especially when things are generally in a state of uncertainty, which is all the time. Only got to look on places like Reddit and some of the more rabid Facebook and Twitter threads to know that these things can... Good conspiracy, it generates a lot of attention. The more you read, the less you really know. We're living in a time of uncertainty, that's certain. At the time of recording, we have absolutely no idea how the coronavirus will pan out. There are experts who know, but they often contradict each other. So we have to live with the knowledge of how things, without the knowledge of how things will develop. If the virus has run its course by the time you watch this video, good. There'll be other things that we don't know that are so bad. And you'll need to decide pretty much whether to let the knowledge of not knowing eat away at you, or just put it to one side. It's obviously recommend that you work on lessening the grip that uncertainty has on you, and personally I think the best way that you can do that is to play yourself a self-hypnosis MP3. I've linked one below this video. It's good, and it'll help you come to terms with being okay with not knowing stuff. Give it a play. I think you'll be glad that you've done that.